says 49, and that's how the conductor
My phone, I don't know if you
Dad.
So you're on the ride. We're going to go by an old abandoned coal mine. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's a big part of our history here. A mile-long tunnel goes underneath the city of Scranton. 2.5 miles of woods to a destination. We're going to stop at our restoration shop. Now that's in left field of the baseball stadium. So when we get there, we're going to invite everybody inside and show you a few trolley cars, a few exhibits that we have there. And the whole trip is about an hour. The car you're riding on is 93 years old. It was built in 1926. Sorry. There we go. No, you're not holding open. Oh, you're fine. Yep, it's back there. You can go if you like. Here, there's room for you. Was built in 1926. It's a very unusual car because you load right in the center. Called the center door loading car. It always required 2 men. A motorman who operates the car. Now our motorman, John, is at this end of the car. This is the front. When we return, he'll be at that end. So the back becomes the front, and the front the back. So on a trolley car, it just depends on what direction you're going to determine what's the front. And the ends are identical. So the conductor would be stationed here, and his control stand is simply to open and close the doors. He would collect your fares, ring them up on the fare register box, just like I did with all of you. He was in charge of the car. When you want to get off the car, you told the conductor, and he would signal the motorman through a bell system. That's what these 2 ropes are for. There's a bell in John's compartment there, and there's a bell in this compartment here. And they would signal how to stop and proceed with the car. 2 bells ahead, 1 stop, and 3 to go backwards. And that's how they would talk all day long on the car. It would be impossible for the conductor to talk to the motorman in his compartment, especially with a crowded streetcar. There's no way he could do it, so that's how they came up with that. And you were probably wondering when I was ringing the bell about these leather straps. These are for the conductor only. They're not for standing. That's how he rings the fares up. The right side is for the right box. And of course the left side, what I rang all of you up, is for the left box. And he could be anywhere on the car, and it was handy for him just to reach up, ring his fare up, punch his tickets, collect his money, and the car kept going. And that's how they were able to make all their stops. Everything on this car is original except the ad cards. These are reproductions of the originals. 1926, late 1960s would be your time frame. And it does make for some interesting reading as we're going to see the products that were available. The car runs on all electricity. It's 650 volts, direct current above your heads, overhead wire, DC current. The seats have been, most of them all redone, but we do have one original right where John is, and he's pointing to it. That is from 1926, so that's what they would look like. They actually darken over time. So that one there is 93 years old. These cars were equipped with everything, all the conveniences except air conditioning. That's, you open up the windows. But it does have electric heat. Has electric baseboard heat that runs along the side sills. And this is where electric baseboard heat was actually invented on the trolley car first. Before it was ever in anyone's home, all the trolley cars had them in the northern cities. So yep, that was the first for the trolleys. So we are ready to go. We're gonna close up our doors here. We're gonna give our motorman 2 bells, the signal to take it ahead. Back in the old days, the conductor would yell out to his passengers, hang on to your nickels. It was a famous trolley expression. That was the original fare on the trolley car. So hang on to your nickels. And as we're going through the park, there's one really interesting piece of rail equipment. Coming up on your right, you're going to see a snowplow. Gray color, red stripe and yellow back right there. You put a locomotive behind that's what we'll be attempting out here. Sometimes I need it.
To the waterfall.
And again, on the left-hand side, the very first thing you're going to see is orange brook directly underneath it. Now, if you follow with your eyes all the way up that stream, as you look through the tree limbs, you'll see the step falls. It's a beautiful three-story man-made waterfall. It was built to harness Roaring Brook. If you're familiar with the city of Scranton, Nayod Park is up above that waterfall. You get a little idea where you're at. The brand new bridge in the foreground, that's the Harrison Avenue Bridge. That span just opened last year. And again, you're in the gorge area of the city, really, really beautiful spot. You cannot photograph this from anywhere else, even on top of that bridge, because the sides are so high you can't see over it. So the railroad advantage here, you can really get to see the gorge area. Even in Nayod Park, you're on the other side of the main tracks of the Pocono line, so you can't get there to here. So it's a pretty cool shot that you're getting here off the railroad tracks. Well, we're going to head for the tunnel. Right in front of us. It's a mile long, 114 years old. It runs directly under South Scranton. So here we go, into the tunnel.
Here we go into the tunnel.
And when we enter, we'll be 180 feet underground. When we exit, 90. We're actually going uphill. It's a 1% grade all the way through the tunnel. It goes under Crown Avenue. It's a long avenue through the hill section. And it's a constant 55 degrees.
taking the train, but me, I'm in it. Here we are in the trolley. being used. And we're back in here. Alright, bye for now. Well, now we are getting off the train. Or, not the train, the trolley.
Lock the gate. They lock the park at 5, but you can always get out. You just can't get in.
Okay.
Yep, you just drive up to the gate, it opens up.
Okay, we're gonna go to the dining because that means we got plenty of time. Thank you.
The most historic.
Here it is. Everybody.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did have a good time.
Tell me what the FLGK railway is.
It's a short line railroad in Geneva, New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
So let's see. Geneva, New York. Yeah. Oh, Finger Lakes. What?
Railway.
What?
Railway. Finger Lakes Railway is the name
that's
of it.
It's
Yeah.
the Finger Lakes. It's
Yeah.
nothing more than the Finger
It's
Lakes.
their slogan that's on their
Right,
train
right.
cars. Yeah.
I get,
I don't use that for free.
it's too many letters. I can't read.
Yeah.
And they're not. They don't correspond with anything. Is there?
No.
So is that a big working railroad? Do they have a tourist operation on that? Or
They have some excursions, yeah.
Yeah, every now
It's
and
a
then.
working railroad.
and it's working out of Geneva. So
Geneva.
Yes.
That's below the lakes. Yeah. The lakes.
It's right at the top of.
Oh, it is.
It's right at the top of Seneca.
It's on
Lake.
Route 20, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they run to Watkins Glen. They haul
Oh, yeah.
probably salt and stuff out. I don't know what they haul, but they're going all the time.
Oh, well, this
Norfolk
railroad,
Southern's in there every day with a huge. I don't know what they bring in.
this railroad's busy now.
It seems like they're getting busier, and then they run to Auburn.
Huh?
And they run into Rochester and Syracuse, I
Right.
think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, this is the
They just
Geneva
got a bunch of
transportation
money.
here, and they have a lot of railroads up there.
Oh.
The Falls Road and
You guys gotta be.
Jimmy knows what they're. He works for the railroad.
We have a relative that owns the New York and Lake Erie Railroad.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Dingman, Gowanda.
You're right.
He
Yeah,
bought
yeah.
a bunch of the Erie Lackawanna up there. I think. He owns
They
a
took
bunch
it
of
over,
that.
yeah.
And then he owns the Oil Creek in Titusville.
Oh, sure. I know. Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
He owns that
Yeah,
railroad.
I haven't ridden on it,
So
but
when we go, he gets to ride in the engine. He's
oh, that's great. That's
You
cool.
know,
Whoa,
yeah.
yeah.
He runs some old Alcos out of
Yeah,
Gowanda.
yeah. Well, that's us too, right?
They're
This is Alco heaven here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he runs the old ones, the old F units. And still got
Oh,
those.
that's great.
we have a special set of
That's fine. So is this as far down as you're coming, or are you going further south?
This is it.
Because there's a couple more. You know, down in Easton,
Oh, yeah?
there's a steam line that runs there.
No, we're going back tomorrow. As far as
And
we're
then,
going. No, it's pretty neat. This is a lot more than I thought. There's a lot here.
this is a nice. How you doing? This is a nice ride. I think I've been on the biggies from here to California,
Oh,
and none of them hold a candle to this.
Right.
You know, you sort of go to the end and you turn around and somebody gives you a little history and then you head back. But this is fun on Sunday when you have a ball game.
that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like. You go to the game.
We have a seating. It's not a regular scheduled train, so we have it run as a charter.
Okay.
So everybody on the train is going to
We're all going to the same
it's
place.
going to, so
Right.
there's a good little bit of repartee going back and forth, especially if you've got both teams being represented in the car. Sometimes it's all Yankees, but,
Sure.
it's a lot of fun. I like doing it.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I started when this group was down in Philadelphia. I started in 1979 or so.
There's no trolleys left. They still run them in St. Louis.
Oh, we still have there's a lot of trolleys in Philadelphia.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yes,
didn't
I
know
think
that.
there's five lines.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Five lines. They have brought it down to the ones that go through the Center City Tunnel
Oh,
and go out to the western
I
suburbs.
didn't realize that. I
The
guess I
northern ones
haven't
are
been there.
going.
But
You know, it's so funny. They for a while they had this car down here is a Philadelphia car, the one that's out, and they ran that on excursions. But I knew that this was before I was
Thank you very much.
and I went up to the Loop up in Germantown, and they were having old trolley. Meantime, they walk up there and there's a PCC car parked. I said, Dad, twice now it's I said, where are the old trolley cars? Is this the day they run the old trolley? Oh, yes, sir. Where are the old trolley cars?
When we just got off.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Look, almost all the windows are going to close. Wow.